This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Thank you for joining us, America. We're so glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225 as we talk about your life and your money, all right here in front of you. The advice is free, and some say it's worth every penny you paid. The phone number, 888-825-5225. John's with us in Portland, Maine to start off this hour. Hey, John, what's up?
Dave, how are you, sir?
Better than I deserve, man. What's up with you?
Well, Dave, we, my wife, my family, and I are debt-free and ready to pay off our house, thanks to you, my friend. And I want to know if we should pay it off today and what we should do with the rest of the $117,000 in cash we have right now.
Wow. Above what it takes to pay off the house?
No. $27,000 is the mortgage on the house. I have $90,000 left.
Okay. All right. Wow. Congratulations. You've done very well. Proud of you.
Thank you. We've gone from where you were a long time ago to where we are now. So
that's a lot of hard work.
Thanks to you.
Well, I didn't do any of it. You did it. I just showed you how. I'm proud of you. So why have you not done it?
Well, we set the date for when our youngest son graduates high school, which is 2 years from now. But as the number gets to a very manageable number, our oldest son just graduated, and we thought maybe we should just pay it off now. What I want to do, the other part of the question is that mortgage is at 2.75%. We've paid it off like a 10-year loan since we refinanced it a while back. So it'll be paid off in 2 years. I no longer work as a bartender that I used to do. I'm building rentals and tiny houses is my goal. I want to put the money we have into real estate and building these tiny houses and renting them.
So you're going to borrow money on your home to put money into real estate and tiny houses?
Say again? You're
going to borrow money on your home to put money into tiny real estate and houses?
So you're saying pay off the house first?
Well, you knew that before you called.
I thought you'd tell me to pay it off.
You told me 14 times, thanks to you, thanks to you, thanks to you. That indicates that you know what we teach, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm curious why you haven't done it. It just seems like a no-brainer.
I guess we've made decent money more recently, so we haven't always had that much money.
Let's pretend you didn't have a mortgage. And you had $90,000 and you had $90,000 in the bank.
Yes.
In order to have 117, would you go borrow $27,000 for 2 years at 2.7%?
I'll never borrow again.
Well, what's the difference in that in this discussion?
I guess I've had the mortgage. I've had a payment forever.
It just gives you a warm, cuddly feeling to have a mortgage?
At 2.75, it doesn't give me a bad feeling, but it...
Well, then go get you a $270,000 one.
No, don't. All right, so we'll pay off the house. That's good, because I want to pay off the house, truthfully. What do I do?
Yeah, my point is you should have done this like a year ago.
Well, but I didn't. I like a buffer, Dave. I like a buffer because I don't borrow money, and
then you don't. Then you don't need my opinion. You can just do what you want to do. It's okay. We're friends. I think you're awesome. But you're working the John plan, and it's a great plan. It's working for you. But if you don't work the Dave plan, you would have paid off that house as soon as you got an extra $27,000 above your 15% going into retirement and above your kids' college savings. And then we go about the business of building wealth, and we use some of that wealth in your case to build tiny houses and buy real estate, which is your dream. And you're going to do all of that with cash because we don't borrow money, and you know all of this, John. So it's up to you, though. You get to choose. I don't. But you know, when you already know what my opinion is, you don't need to call and ask me. It'll save you time. I appreciate you, brother. Chris is in Boston, Massachusetts. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Mr. Ramsey, thank you so much for taking my call. It's an honor.
An honor to speak with you, sir. How can I help?
Well, I'm wondering if you can help me decide whether or not to keep or sell my motorcycle.
Okay.
So on baby step 2, I started a little over 2.5 years ago. Started at 163,000. I'm down to 71,000. So it's going pretty good.
Way to go.
But thank you. But now that the finish line's getting closer, I'm just trying to figure out anything extra I can do. I already have 3 jobs, and the motorcycle is like my little oasis.
Yeah.
But if I sell it, I can probably get about $16,000 for it or so, which would bump me up by about 6 months in paying off my debt.
Mm-hmm. And you have a car, I take it. The motorcycle's a toy. It's for enjoyment?
Yes.
And what's your household income?
I make about $66,000 a year.
And what is your car worth?
It's a hoopty. It's probably only worth about $3,000.
So your motorcycle's worth 5 times what your car's worth?
Yes.
That's backwards.
Yeah, I got the bike before I found out about it.
I know. I'm just saying that the net result is still there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not doing anything wrong. I mean, it's a valid, good question you've got. So, it's completely up to you. You're not out of line on your numbers. Okay? You're going to be debt-free inside of 2 years either way, right?
Yes. It's about 22 months if I don't sell it, and 6 months plus if I do.
Yeah, and my rule of thumb is simply, if it got you out of debt, if it was going to be 3 years and it got you out of debt in 2 years, I would have done it. Because anything over 2 years, I start to get the quivers. I start to shake. I want you out of there faster than that with your gazelle intensity. Because, dude, you are game on. I mean, you're working every job. You're not doing anything. You got no life. The only life you got is a motorcycle occasionally, but you don't even have time to ride it because all you do is work. And so, you're doing everything the way I did and the way I teach people to do to get yourself free, right? You want freedom.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
so I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping the bike, and there's nothing wrong with you saying, I'm going to accelerate this. Someday soon I'll buy another bike after I upgrade in car. And, the total of everything with motors and wheels should not be over half your annual income. You've probably heard me say that. It's too much invested in things that go down in value, and bikes and cars and boats and Sea-Doos and all the other crap we buy, 4-wheelers with motors in them, they all go down in value. And golf carts, that's another one. And got to have one of those to drive around the HOA, apparently. Apparently the car won't work there. But anyway, this crap we all buy, it's okay to keep it because you're going to be under 2 years. And what would I do if I woke up in your shoes? I'd be on the bubble. Because I want to be out of debt so fast, but I also hear you that it's your oasis. My oasis, my boat. If it was my boat, what would I do? I'd probably sell it if it was my boat and get another boat later and give me a little better car. Because the thing's 3 times, 5 times what your car's worth. That's bothersome too. This is the Ramsey Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs. We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org/budget.
We absolutely believe in it.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is The Ramsey Show. Open phones at 888-825-5225. The housing market is white hot. your house could be worth a lot more today than it was just 20 minutes ago, and certainly when you bought it. And that means your old insurance policy might not give you enough coverage anymore. You see, your insurance policy does not automatically go up with the value of your home. And so your agent has to be doing like their job and stuff and call you and like do stuff like they're supposed to do and raise the coverage to match the actual value. However, they have an entire filing cabinet full of people like you, and they might not be thinking of you. It's possible. It could happen. Do you hear the sarcasm? I hope so. So what you need to do is you need to go to one of our endorsed local providers, and you need to go ahead and shop your homeowner's insurance. It's a really good time to do it anyway. These are independent insurance agents, which means they shop among a gazillion different companies and get you the right coverage at the right price in your particular situation. Typical person saves about $700 when they move their house and their cars over to an independent agent from one of what we call captive agents in the market, meaning they can only sell for one company, and you know who I'm talking about, State Farm. Okay, yeah, and so forth, stuff like that, right? Excuse me, I've got allergies. And so to find a trusted insurance pro, find out the right coverage, go to RamseySolutions.com, check and search for home insurance, and we'll get you connected with one of our ELPs quickly and easily. Ryan is with us. Ryan's in Knoxville. Hey, Ryan, what's up?
Hello, how's it going, Dave?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
It's a pleasure and an honor to speak with you, and we greatly appreciate your teachings.
Thank you, sir.
Changed our life.
I'm honored. How can we help?
Okay, so we're just trying to get clear. We're in BS 3, and we just sold a business and a house, and we're about to get an inheritance of some money, and we're trying to see if we should pay off our home.
Lots of piles of money. I thought you sold your home.
Yes, sir. God is
Or you
good.
sold a house, not your home.
We sold a house to buy a new house.
Okay, so what do you owe on your current home that you're asking about paying off?
Approximately $170.
Cool. And the inheritance and the business sale, and how much is the inheritance?
It'll be just about $200,000 after the sale.
Okay. How much did you get from the sale of the business?
With the sale of the business plus the house that we sold, right? Because we had money. We took a loan. We didn't pay off the house. So in total, what we have after emergency fund, we have $279,000.
That's from all three sources: the sale of the business, the house, and the inheritance.
No, 200 is not it. The sale of the house we haven't collected yet, so that's not part of 279.
Okay, and again, your mortgage balance was 170, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I'd write a check today and be debt free. How old are you?
40.
God, you're gonna be so rich.
Listen,
dude. Seriously. I'm not being sarcastic. What's your freaking house payment? A couple of grand?
Not even.
Yeah. So if you take a couple grand a month, since you don't have a house payment anymore, and you stick that automatically into a mutual fund, you understand in 20 years how much money that is? It's millions of dollars.
A lot.
Just by paying yourself a house payment instead of those goobs in New York.
Correct.
Yeah. See you, Bank of America. Out of here, Countrywide.
Correct.
Yeah, we be Ryan-wide. This is awesome. Way to go, man.
Exactly. Yeah, we're stoked.
You're 40 years old and you have a freaking paid-for house. What's this house worth?
$319.
Yeah, and you got a paid-for house, and you got $100,000 in the bank, and you got more coming from the sale of the other house.
Correct, and I'm going to be, working and bringing in more money as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not going to retire on this, but it sure does put you, if you keep working and investing and saving and enjoying and being generous and putting your kids through school and paying cash, you've completely changed your freaking life, man. You are going to be a baby steps millionaire. You're on your way.
I hope so.
Proud of you, man. Get after it. Do it today. Write the check. Be done. Go out in the backyard, take your shoes off, walk around. The grass feels different when it's yours. I'm just saying, it changes everything. This is more than just math, boys and girls. When you don't owe anyone anything, let me say that again. You need to breathe that in, America. Sally Mae done got her eviction notice. MasterCard is no longer in charge. American is no longer distressed. You following me here? There's no stinking car payment. You don't have a house payment. You walk in on Monday morning and the boss starts going, you just start walking off. Where are you going? I don't have any payments. I don't have to put up with your crap anymore. It changes your decision making. It changes your relationships. It changes your future. It changes your family tree. What Ryan has done with his family and with the help of a small inheritance and by being diligent up to 40 years old and being smart. He wasn't smart all the time. None of us are. I've done stupid with zeros on the end. But this he's a freaking hero, man. We're talking to a future millionaire right there. And that's not hyperbole. That's freaking math. All because he decided he wasn't going to live normal anymore, because normal sucks in this country. You don't want to be normal. Normal is you're putting up with a toxic work environment because you have to pay the bills. Normal is you put up with customers when you own your own business. You don't have to. Let me tell you what's fun. Firing an irrational customer. That's fun. You don't talk to my people that work here that way. I'll fire your butt, give you your money back, and take you out of our database. You don't get to be a butt. We don't pay our people to put up with butts. We pay our people to help people that are hurting, but you don't get to be a butt. See, it's different, isn't it? You get a whole different sense of power, a whole different sense of direction when you don't have any stinking payments. This is the borrower is slave to the lender. When a slave is set free, it's not merely economics. It's not merely mathematics. It's choices and margin and future. It's everything on the list. Chase is with us. Chase is in San Francisco. Hi, Chase. How are you?
I'm good. I woke up clean and sober, so I'm grateful for that.
That's good news. How long you been dry, bud?
About 1.5 years.
Good for you. What are you off of?
Thank you. Methamphetamines.
Ooh, tough one. You're a strong dude, man. 1.5 years clean on meth, man. That's strong. Yeah. That is one seriously tough one to kick. Good for you. I'm proud of you. You got some good people in your life, it sounds like.
Yeah, intervention by my mom and my brother.
I love it. Love a good family.
Yeah.
How can I be a part of your story? Because you got a wonderful story.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, ever since I got clean and sober, I got a really good job for me. I'm used to making $20,000 a year. This year I'm on track to make $80,000.
Wow.
When I got my job, I sell cars, and I got sucked into the shiny objects on the lot, and I put out a car loan.
Yeah.
Then I started listening to you right after that.
Oh, I ruined everything,
Yeah, I ruined everything. So I have about $18,000 saved that I've saved in about 6 months, and I owe about 22, I think 24 with the warranty. If I cancel the warranty, 22. I'm wondering, I have $60,000 in student loan debt. I'm wondering if I should sell the car back, pay off the negative equity. I think it's about $3,500, and then buy a little beater.
Yes, sir.
Or if I should just add it to my snowball. And
no, I would sell that car back, and because I think it's part of your healing overall. This is a great part of your plan. You're now addressing the realities that are left over from the addiction, and you're doing a great job with it. I'm going to help you. I want to put you into Ramsey Plus. I want you to go through Financial Peace University, use the Every Dollar app. I'm going to pay for all of it, free to you, because we are so proud of you. You're inspiring. You stay dry, buddy. You stick with it, man. This is the Ramsey Show. lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Eric and Rachel are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Where do y'all live?
We're from Boise, Idaho.
Oh, that's a bit of a haul to Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome all the way over to the other side of the world. Good to have you. And all the way over here to do a debt-free scream. How much have you paid off?
We've paid off $137,000.
Good for you. And how long did this take?
It took 30 months.
Wow. And your range of income during that 2.5 years?
Our lowest range was $121,000, and our highest range was $148,000.
Good. What do you guys do for a living?
So I work for Boise State's MBA programs. Go Broncos.
Yeah.
And I'm an electrical engineer.
Oh, very good. Cool. And what kind of debt was the 137?
Most of it was in a house in.
You paid off your house?
Yes.
I'm looking at weird people.
Very weird people.
How old
Yes.
are you two?
I'm 30.
And I'm 28.
And you pay for a house.
And paid for a house. That's
We
right.
do. Yeah. Luckily, we bought before the market went crazy, so that helped.
Yeah, no, luck didn't have nothing to do with it. You guys are on it, man. Look at you. I love it. What's this house worth?
Well, now we just checked the other day. It's worth around $170,000 or $370,000.
Woo! And you're 30 years old and it's paid for.
That's
Yep.
right.
And you don't have a payment in the world.
Nope.
None.
No, we don't.
Stinking weird. Y'all are so weird. I love you.
Yep.
You're amazing. All right, tell me this story. What in the world made you decide you could pay off your house before you're 30?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it kind of started when we were dating, actually. I was coordinating a financial peace class.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Okay.
And I had just started dating this guy, and I was like, this can't go anywhere serious if you're not on this plan.
Oh,
So,
whoa, a deal breaker right out of the gate.
yeah, I asked him to pray about taking the class, and you could tell he was hesitant because he's an engineer.
Yeah,
and,
he
those
knows
engineers.
math. He knows
yeah,
math.
he knows math. He doesn't need to be told how to, save money. So,
Yeah.
anyways, he prayed about it, and he ended up coming, obviously.
Wow.
And that was kind of the start of
Eric,
the
I'm just
journey.
saying that was a good choice. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed.
Has nothing to do with the class. Has to do with what you got out of the deal here.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And he did a really great job. He paid off the most debt in that class
Whoa.
of people, and I was like, he's a keeper.
He's a keeper, yeah.
Yeah. So through that process, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I would say starting off, like you said, Dave, I was a little prideful. She asked me about it, and I thought, talking to a guy, I'd never heard of you before, so she was telling me there's a guy who can teach you how to save money, and I thought, I know how to save $90 right now. I don't go to the class. I don't have to spend them.
You are the first one that has ever said that.
Yeah.
But
I was like, it's worth it.
Yeah, thankfully God, he softened my heart and got rid of that pride, and I'm so glad that I was able to take your course.
So how long into the course, after, and you can tell the truth here, we're friends, it's okay. It won't hurt my feelings, because I would have done exactly the same thing you did, except I might have not ever gone. I might have been too prideful to ever go. But how long into how many classes in before you went, this is probably worth it?
Well,
3, 4, 5?
I think it was about the third class in.
Yeah. Okay.
We got your book, and then I think we were going through the class, and I thought it was taking a little long, so I pretty much just read your book all night. And then after doing that, I realized, okay, there's some good truth to this stuff. So
Okay, there's a process here I can plug into, because engineers are process guys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So once you see the process, the baby steps, you go, oh, game on. Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Good for you guys. Very cool. And how long have you been married?
we actually just celebrated our 3-year anniversary.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you get married, and 2.5 years into the 3 years, or really almost immediately, you dive in on the debt and let's pay off the house.
Yeah.
Now, did one of you
Yeah.
already have the house, or did you buy the house shortly after marriage?
He had it.
Yeah, I had bought it shortly after moving out to Boise, and then met Rachel.
So you had the house and the debt.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
Rachel had the class.
Yep, she had the
Yes,
brains.
I didn't have any debt, and that's why I was kind of like, I need to find somebody who can get on a plan with me. Like, I don't care if he has debt, but he at least needs to be able to get on a plan so we can work on this as a team.
Okay, now that's the best dating advice there is. We don't tell people not to date
Right.
someone because they have debt. But I need I need someone who would get on a plan
I need
with me.
Exactly. Yeah, I needed somebody who was able to say, yeah, I'm a team player and I can get on the same page with you on this because it's important to you. But, I mean, you didn't need to not have any. You just needed to be a team player.
There you go. Man, I love it. That's exactly how we teach people. And that's very mature, very smart, good boundaries, not manipulative, nothing there, nothing weird going on there. Like, you have to get out of dinner. I won't date you. Dave Ramsey does not say that. He says exactly what you say. So that's beautiful. I love it. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Who are your biggest cheerleaders?
Well, so honestly, each other. We kind of definitely helped each other out a lot, but I would say
we also fought a lot.
Yeah.
It was hard getting on the same page.
Really?
It was, yeah.
What did you fight about?
Well, we had just gotten married, and we hadn't lived together before we got married, and he's an engineer and I'm a free spirit, and it was like we were speaking different languages at first.
Yeah. So actually, you had the budget fights then and everything. When you sit down to do the budget, you're arguing about it.
So for me, I was like, let's just budget to the dollar. It's not a big deal if it's to the cent. And he was just like, no, we need to count every penny.
Oh, really?
And
to the penny?
Like, to the penny.
Wow.
And I was just
I'm
like,
a nerd,
okay.
and I'm a dollar guy. That's okay. Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, there were those fights, but now we don't fight about money.
Was there a particular item or situation that one of you wanted to do, the other one didn't want to do that you remember? The big fight.
One of the big ones, near the end there, I got a second job. So I was working full-time and then working nights to help kind of knock some of this stuff out a little bit faster. And obviously that was kind of it was a strain on both of us for a little bit.
Yeah, he would work at the technology company he works at from about 9 to...
So what was the fight? You didn't want him doing that?
No, I wanted him to do that. It just felt like it was too intense. I'm like, we already make a really good income.
Okay.
Can you just stay here with me? And yeah, and
look at what I've done. I've created a monster.
Yeah,
he works all the time.
That's exactly what happened. I told his mom, I was just like, I was the one that started him on this journey, and he's the one that's the most intense. I don't know what happened.
What happened? Yeah, well,
exactly.
Be careful if you activate a good nerd. We know how to do it, man. We nerds, we get her done. Give me a goal, I'll go, baby. I love it. Good for y'all. I like that. That's smart, and that's real world stuff. That's how it really happens.
Yeah.
So the good news is you're free. How's it feel now?
It feels great to be free.
Yeah.
We're actually kind of feels a little empty. We got to figure out our next big step, next big thing to go tackle.
Yeah, it felt really good at first, and now we're just like, this is kind of a lifestyle for us. As weird as it sounds, we really enjoyed being on the same team and having money goals, and we're like, okay, what's next? What does this look like? And so it feels really good. Set
you 2 goals and put them on a spreadsheet.
Okay.
And one is generosity. A level of generosity. What do you want to do? I did that. It helped me. I want to give away this much by this time. And whatever it is, you figure it out. And then the others, go ahead and back out when you're going to be a millionaire. When you're going to be a baby steps millionaire, and start aiming at that. And that gives you something to aim at. And you don't have to go crazy about it. You get to have a life. You don't have to work till midnight. You don't have to do all that stuff.
Right.
But we're just being intentional now and working together. You still want to have that feel of being in the harness together. And that's what you're saying. And that's very, very wise. Way to go!
Thank you.
Way to go. What do you tell people quickly the reason or the thing you do to get out of debt is?
Freedom. Just being able to, like you were just saying earlier, if your boss comes in one day and you're just not having it, you don't have to have that stress of paying bills, and you're free to do what you want, kind of walk away, and you get to be in charge, not the credit cards.
Yeah. And I would say get on a budget, make sure you're on the same team. And then tithing was huge for us. We had so much money pouring in during 2020, and it could only be explained by God. I mean, there was so much coming in. Yeah, so many blessings that came from tithing, and I think that's a huge part.
Well, we got a copy of The Legacy Journey. That's your next chapter in your story to be Baby Steps Millionaires. You're on your way. And we've got a copy of The Total Money Makeover for you giveaway and start someone on their journey. Thank you for leading the class.
Yeah.
And thank you for leading the most important pupil you've ever had in the class. His name's Eric.
Yeah.
Good job. $137,000 paid off, 30 months. That's house and everything. They're not even 30 years old. $121,000 to $148,000 income. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Yeah! Couple of weirdos. I love it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yes, America, this is the Ramsey Show. Aaron is with us in New Hampshire. Hi, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
So, Dave, I had a question for you about baby step 2. I'm currently, in the moment, about to move into an apartment next month, so I'm currently pausing. But I actually had a dream about asking you this question. I wanted to see what your actual answer was. So I make $47,500 a year, and on my car I owe $14,000, and on my student loan I owe about $7,500. Now, typically in the baby steps, I know that I would usually do $7,500 first and then the $14,000. But my company I work for pays for my student loans. I just have to make an extra payment with it. My student loan payment right now will be about $30 a month. And so part of me thinking, why not just tackle out the car and just have the company pay the $166, and I just pay the $30 until it's paid off. I just want to get your thoughts on that.
That'd be okay.
Be okay.
But here's the thing. If you switch, all we're doing is switching them. That's all. We're not going to slow down. So you're going to put all the money you can find on your car until it's gone. And then even though your company pays the student loans, you're still going to put all the money you can find on the student loan until it's gone. So the only advantage we're getting is the number of months it takes you to pay off your car. You're going to get some money out of your company, but that's all. So how fast are you going to pay off your car?
My car will be paid off probably in the next couple months. I have about $10,000 in the bank. I'll probably have around, by the time I get there, it'll probably be around like 13.5 to like 13,000. So
no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let's start again because you said you were doing the baby steps, and I got confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the baby steps are baby step 1's $1,000. Any other money you have goes on your smallest debt, and you work your debts off smallest to largest in baby step 2. And so your car balance is what again?
It is $14,000.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a $4,000 car balance when you get off the phone. Or actually a $5,000 because you need to keep $1,000 in your account. You said you had $10,000 in the bank, right?
So, I do, yeah. Sorry, okay. I didn't clarify this piece. My bad. Because I'm moving into an apartment, and I have an idea what the expenses look like, but I'm currently pausing on baby step 2. And just
you did say that. You did say that. That's why the money is there, because you're paused.
Correct.
Okay. Then I won't be such a smart ankle. Okay. All right.
No worries.
Sorry about that. All right. So, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Now, when you finish your move, any money that's left above $1,000 goes on whichever debt is remaining. Agreed?
Agreed.
Because you push play again.
Yes.
Okay. Now, once we're doing that, then when the car is paid off, then you attack the student loan with the same vengeance that you would have even if your company wasn't paying it. I don't want to use your company money as an excuse to stay in debt longer. Instead, we're going to use your company money as a way to get out faster, but that only works if you put the same amount on the debts you would have, and you should be debt-free in 1 year.
I agree.
Okay. So really, at the end of the day, what we're actually going to end up getting out of this company is about $1,500.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Another quick question on baby step 2 that I wasn't sure about is when I'm paying off the debt, is it okay just to pile up the cash and then pay it off in one check, or does it make sense to just keep throwing extra payments and then it's gone?
Better off to pay the extra payments because both of these are on what's called simple interest, and whatever your interest rate is on your debts is larger than the interest rate you would get in savings. And you're getting credit for it the day you send it. Once a month. You can't get it daily credit, but once a month is compounded.
I see.
So it works out better. You're doing really good. Here's what the good news about your situation is, Aaron. You're really, really thinking about this. You're really analyzing it, and you're paying attention. The reason most people are broke is they don't pay attention. They don't have any idea what's going on. And you've got what's known as a clue. So you're looking for all these nuanced little answers down inside the program, and that means that you really are dialed in. And that's a cool thing. I'm so proud of you. You're going to do great. Sam is with us in Albany, New York. Hey, Sam, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Dave? I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can I help you?
All right. So a couple of questions. Well, a question about the current housing market. And how much would be appropriate to spend on a house based on my income.
Mm-hmm.
So I currently am making around $1,400 to $1,600 net every week, and I am planning on getting engaged shortly. And so I would like to purchase a house. So I don't know if this is an appropriate time to do that, or if I should wait 6 months, 7 months, and then do it.
Do you have any debt?
No, debt-free.
Good. You got your emergency fund in place of 3 to 6 months of expenses?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, what we tell folks is to never buy a home that is more than a fourth of your take-home pay on a 15-year fixed. And so that puts you at about a $1,500 house payment on a 15-year fixed. That's about what you can afford. Now, your down payment, of course, is how much you save between now and then. Add to that equation, you're getting married. I'm okay if you wait till a year after you're married. Actually, there's a lot of wisdom in that. It takes about a year of being married to know how close to your mother-in-law to buy.
Okay.
You kind of got to get to know your wife, because the problem with buying a house before you're married is you will discover after you got married that you bought the wrong house, because she will tell you.
Yes, sir.
So that can happen. I mean, it's happened before. all the old guys are laughing right now. So, so I mean, it's up to you. You can buy, but I would have her not make the decision, but be very involved in the selection, so you don't have to rebuy later. And I'm not going to do any of this out of a panic because I'm worried about this real estate market. This real estate market's crazy. But here's the thing: real estate is not a short play; it's a long play. Here's what I mean. Okay. How old are you?
24.
Good for you. Okay. The house that I bought when I was 24 was $52,000. Today it would sell for $500,000. Okay. I'm 60.
Okay.
I'm 60. So what's the point of that? The point of that is, and by the way, the real estate market was white hot when I bought that house. It was crazy. People were just going nuts. Interest rates were coming down after having been really high, and everybody was just jumping on anything that moved. It was kind of a little bit like now. Right now it's hotter, but point being that all of this stuff measures out and mellows out given a couple of decades here or there. And so you're probably not going to be in the house you buy that long anyway, 5 or 10 years on average. And you're going to, so if you wait a year to buy it and it goes up some, it's going to go up more between now and the time you're old like me. So you got plenty of time, dude. So there's nothing, don't ever get house fever. Like, oh God, if we don't buy a house, we're going to be priced out of the market. I mean, if you don't buy a house for 60 years, you'll be priced out of the market. But if you don't buy a house for 2 years, you're not going to be priced out of the market. That doesn't happen because the markets come and go. They soften, they get better, they get stronger, back and forth. And over the scope of your life, you're going to see a lot of interesting stuff with real estate. But it's not a short-term play. It's very difficult to make money on real estate in the short term. But you can almost always make money on real estate in the long play. Man, you do a decade play with real estate, you can really set yourself up for some serious money. Very nice. Very nice. Great job, man. Congratulations on the upcoming engagement. Hang on, I'm going to send you a copy of the Total Money Makeover for you to read through with your new bride. 9 million people have, and so you should too. Hang on. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's what we do here. We talk about getting you out of debt in the shortest possible time. And it's not just about getting out of debt. It's about getting out of debt so that you can be outrageously generous. It's about getting out of debt so that you change your family tree. It's about getting control. Because if you can control your spending, you're controlling almost every aspect of your life. Because it all flows through your spending, just about. Money's not important at all. What it does, when it puts food on the table and shoes on your kids, it's really important. So what it does is important. Money itself, it really doesn't matter. So it's all about control. It's all about growing up. And it's all about long-term thinking and maturity. And we'll help you do that. It's what we've done for 30 years. This is the Ramsey Show. Have a friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Thank you for joining us, America. Open phones at 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. 225. Chani is with us in Atlanta. Hi, Chani. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Okay, so there's a lot of meat to this, so let me just get right into it. So I'm 48 years old. I'm on baby step number 2. I've only got $5,000 until I'm debt-free, and it's credit card debt, so I'm working on that.
Good.
Now, I am on Social Security death benefit income. And basically, on that income, it says that I can only make a certain amount a year, which I believe it's like $19,700 or something, before they start taking away from me from what I've made. So it's kind of been hard for me to get anything other than a part-time job. But I have had them. Now, I will tell you that due to COVID, my doctor took me out because I was high risk, but I did get released last month to get released to go back to work. Here's the pickle I'm in. I've been apartment living for 8 years. My daughter is 14, or will be 14 years old in November. And when she's 16, she has expressed to me that she does want to have a job. So I do want to help her and aid her in getting a car for her. However, I would also like to have a home. I'm kind of stuck. I can't do both because I'm not able to afford to do both. But I want to know which one to do first.
So your husband passed away and you have a Social Security death benefit from his being deceased?
That's correct.
How long ago?
He passed in 2007.
I'm sorry. Okay. I am not. So you're telling me that on a death benefit from a deceased spouse, they stop that if your income gets too high? Are you sure? That doesn't sound right.
Yes, sir. Not last year.
So what is the death benefit? How much do you get?
I get $935 for my portion, and I get $935 for her portion.
Okay, I'm 100% sure it does not affect her portion.
It does not affect her portion. Okay, it will affect my portion when she turns 16.
So what? It's $10,000 a year, girl. Go have a life. Screw the government.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You're sitting around for $10,000 a year handcuffed when you could go have a life?
Yeah. Well, I did that. I actually went out, got a full-time job.
No, you need you're 48 freaking years old. There's nothing wrong with you. You need what's on a full-time, go get it, girl career. Go make you $60, $80, $100,000 and flip your pinky towards Washington as you do it.
I did that actually a year and a half ago.
Good.
And then I got stuck with the government by them taking away, I think it was $130 each month out of my benefit.
Who gives a crap about $130 if you're making $80?
Well, I'm not able to make $80 because I am, even though I went to high school, I am not even though I went to college, I am not a college graduate.
So what?
So
there's lots of non-college graduates make $80.
Yeah.
I talked to one last week, made $300 selling real estate.
I'm trying to find that job that will put me over the
Honey, it don't take much. This is a squirrel bar. This is a low bar. It's $10,000. Squirrel can get over this bar. It's low. It's way down there low. It's not even knee high. It's ankle high.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Okay, let's stop just a second, all right? I'm going to tell you what I think I'm hearing, and you can correct me, and I'll be happy to be corrected. But I think when your husband passed away, like for most people, it was devastating.
Yeah.
And you and your daughter have clung on to each other and grieved and hurt from this. And mixed in with that, you didn't think you were valuable because you didn't get a college degree, which is not true, by the way. That's a lie from the pit of hell. And the second thing is, you lost some of your confidence when he left.
Yeah.
And now you've set your value down at $10,000, and I'm sitting here saying, honey, your value is a lot higher than $10,000. I believe in you like way more than you believe in you, and I've only talked to you 1 minute.
It's been hard.
I know. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing some pain in there. Am I missing that?
No, you're not missing it.
Yeah. So you were 42 years old and your husband died, right? Or 40 years old?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did he pass away?
It was a combo. They don't know what it got him first. It was either lung cancer or cirrhosis of the liver.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And that was another situation.
Yeah, there's a situation that goes with that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pain around all of this, and it is a normal human behavior for that pain to leave a scar on our psyche. And I just want to tell you out loud, as somebody just listening to you, I'm not talking to a lady that's unintelligent. You're very articulate. You made your case in a very short period of time. You got on the radio, which is a nerve-wracking thing to do, and you pulled off this conversation. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can get past Kelly to get on the air. I mean, you did all of this today, and so I think that I'm not blowing smoke. I really do believe you are worth 5 to 10 times more in the marketplace than you think you're worth.
I do believe that myself.
And I think we need to develop a career path and track that might take you a year to get on. It might take a little time, but to start to believe and take some steps in the right direction towards something that gets your income way up, because this government idea of $10,000 hovering over your head, it's not like they're offering you $100,000. They didn't offer you a good life. They offered you below poverty, and you took it.
Yeah. Well, here's the second option.
Okay.
What about going back to school?
Well, you don't necessarily have to go back to school. If that's what it takes to go live your dream, we'll talk about that. But that's not necessarily the magic pill.
Yeah.
The magic pill might just be, because let me just, I'm not suggesting you do this, but let me just give you an example. The example I used a minute ago. You do not have to have a college degree to sell residential real estate.
Right.
And if you told me that was your dream, and I'm not suggesting it is, but that's an example of something where going back to school is not necessary. Now, if you want to get a master's degree in psychology because you want to do grief counseling as a professional counselor because you've been through some stuff, then yeah, you need to go back to school for that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put you on hold, and Kelly's going to pick up. We're going to plug you into the Ken Coleman stuff. We're going to get your income up to where this little $10,000 pittance the government is throwing you and devaluing you with is no longer holding you back.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
If you're in debt and you're stuck, it can feel like you're fighting a losing battle. It feels like the Bills are winning. I've been there, I remember. You may wonder if you're ever really going to get ahead. Well, I can tell you that you can. It doesn't have to be this way. When you attack this debt like your life depends on it, it starts falling back. You can take back your paycheck and start building the life you want. Start building some wealth. Become a baby steps millionaire. You can get there with Financial Peace University. In this class, you'll learn our proven plan. It's helped millions pay off their debt fast, but you'll never make the change you need to do unless you stick to a budget. And that's why with this, you also get the premium version of our budgeting tool, Every Dollar, the world's best budgeting tool. And it's all available only with a Ramsey Plus membership. Financial Peace University, Every Dollar, and many other things with Ramsey Plus. You can get ahead, start your free trial of Ramsey Plus, and end this constant battle for your money. Text TRIAL to 33789. Text TRIAL to 33789. Our question of the day comes from our friends at Blinds.com, a great American company. Find out for yourself why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run all the time, you'll save even more. Use the promo code Ramsey to get the best possible deal. Today's question is from Gwendolyn in Connecticut. I'm 21. I've got $3,000 in debt, which will be paid off by August 1. I came upon your YouTube channel. I heard you talking about the Ben and Arthur story. Where did Ben invest the money? In a bank or in the stock market? Does it matter whether I put a lump sum or a little in each month as long as there's $2,000 at the end of the month? How do I keep the money in the account? And should I pay off debt first? And can I start saving and paying off debt simultaneously? A lot going on here, Gwendolyn. Well, I'm glad you found us on YouTube. So here's the thing. The Ben and Arthur story is not a story or an actual game plan. It is mathematics to show you the importance of compound interest. That's all it is. It shows you the power of compound interest. And it shows you how important it is to get started early, which is a motivated use because you're wanting to get started early. So that's perfect. Now then, that's how that works. Now, what you do want to follow in order to have the results that Ben and Arthur had, meaning get compound interest working on your best favor, your most powerful wealth building tool is your income until you have $10 million. And then your most powerful wealth building tool is your wealth. It'll start making you more money than you make you. But until you've got $5 to $10 million, you are the magic sauce, kiddo. Your income is the deal. Now, the problem is in America, most people have given their income away to buy crap that they can't afford, that they didn't even really want, to impress people they don't even really like. And so we have a whole bunch of Instagram freaks out here running around deeply in debt, impressing people that they'll never meet at a stoplight with a car that they can't afford. It's one big freaking selfie. It's what the whole thing is. It's all about presentation and not about fact and actual who we are. We lost our soul in the process. So the secret, Gwendolyn, is you don't give a crap what other people think. That starts it right there. Because that changes what you wear, the purse you carry, the trips you go on. It changes the car you drive for most people. It might change the house you live in. It might change the apartment you live in while you're waiting to save up money to buy a house. Because if all you care about is I'm going to live like no one else so that later I can live and give like no one else, it sets you up in a whole different mindset. Because see, if you don't have any payments and you've got control of your income, now you got money to invest. And now you've got money to be generous with. And 100% of the people that are generous and invest systematically over a given period of time become wealthy. It happens every stinking time. But most people aren't generous, and most people don't invest systematically over a long period of time because they give all their money to the bank in the form of payments, buying crap that they can't afford. So we work a thing called the baby steps. It's a proven plan. It's gotten millions and millions of people out of debt, and for that matter, probably made several million millionaires. We call them baby step millionaires because they work the baby steps. And so the first thing you do is get $1,000. The second thing you do is you pay off all your debts, listing them smallest to largest, everything but your house if you've got a house. listing them smallest to largest, paying minimum payments on everything but the little one. Get rid of everything. Now you don't have any payments. That's a good place to be. That's an unusual place to be. That puts you in about the top 10% of Americans right there alone. Because most people have Sally Mae in their spare bedroom. Most people have a car fleece. They've got a payment on the bass boat because they needed a bigger motor. Those bass were outrunning them. Most people buy crap all the time on payments. You're going to stop that and you're going to get out of debt. Once you're debt-free, everything but the house, and by the way, if you do this with great intensity, no eating out during this short period of time, no vacations during this short period of time, so that you can vacation and eat out anywhere you want later. You live like no one else so that later you can live and give like no one else. Then you get to move on to baby step 3 because you got no payments now. You're going to build a fully funded emergency fund, a rainy day fund. You know why? Because it's going to rain. Dave, you need to be positive. I'm positive. It's going to rain. You need to be ready. It's coming. Life is going to happen, and you need $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting there to catch the crap when it comes at your front door and doesn't turn into new debt. The transmission's going to go out, your aunt's going to die, and you got to fly to Seattle. I don't know what it is. Something's going to come up, and you're going to need some money suddenly. That's what an emergency is. It's an unexpected event. 3 to 6 months of expenses. Now you're at $20,000 or so cash in the bank, and you don't have a payment in the world except your house payment. How's that feel? Everybody say, great. Great. Highly unusual at that point. You would be officially weird just having gotten through those 3 steps. Then you do baby step 4, start saving 15% of your income into your retirement accounts, Roth IRAs, 401ks with matches, all in good growth stock mutual funds that have great rates of return. And in an average of 15.4 years, you will be a baby steps millionaire. Meanwhile, you're saving for your kids' college, and baby step 5 and 6 is you're paying off your house. The average person following this plan pays off their house in 10.2 years. Oh, these are actual numbers. Now, you can, listen, if you want to get rich quick, you got to go somewhere else. I can't help you with get rich quick, because get rich quick is not reliable. There's no shortcut to any place that's worth going. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. Discipline, sorry. Maturity, sorry. See, it's so easy to stand out in a world full of people that don't have any of that. All you got to do is just decide. You get to decide, I'm going to do this. And you just decide. No one can tell you what to do. Nobody can make you do it. I can't make you do it. You know, all this crap Dave Ramsey said I can't. Dave Ramsey didn't tell you didn't do anything. You got to do whatever you want to do. I'm just showing you a path, and if you decide to follow that path, it is the shortest distance between where you are and some wealth. Is wealth everything? Good Lord, no. I'd rather have relationships and health, but why not go get both? They're both within your grasp. Doesn't cost any extra to play the game right. Matter of fact, it costs considerably less. That is the baby steps. And then once you're completely out of debt, house and everything, you will become very, very wealthy throughout your life. And you'll be in a position to look over and go, hey, there's a single mom hurting. I can buy her a $3,000 car. And it's like most people buying a biscuit. Because if you got $3 or $4 million and you write a $3,000 check, you don't feel it. If you have $3,000 and you write a $3,000 check, you really feel it. See, this is what wealth does. It gives you margins and options, the ability to help other people, the ability to change your family tree. That's what this is all about. So, Gwendolyn, the answer to your question is you follow the baby steps, and it's your shortest distance to get to be Ben and Arthur. This is The Ramsey Show.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Kirk and Nikki are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Oh, we're good. How are you, Dave?
Welcome. Where do you guys live?
Elmira, Michigan.
Say again?
Elmira, Michigan.
And what is that near in Michigan?
Gaylord.
Okay, cool. Good to have you guys. And you're all the way to Nashville to do a debt-free scream. How much have you paid off?
$33,122.62.
Perfect. And how long did that take you?
22 months.
All right. And your range of income during that 2 years?
$69,000 to about $72,000.
Very good. What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
I plate gold and silver for automotive.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. And what kind of debt was your $33,000?
Oh, lots of stuff. Computer, medical debt, 401k loan, 4 credit cards, a car, and a signature loan.
Just kind of normal?
Yeah.
How long you guys been married?
13 years today.
All right. Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Very cool. So 2 years ago, a decade of marriage caught up with you.
Yep.
And kicked your butt and said something's got to change. Tell me the story. What happened?
Well, we had started sending my son to preschool at a private Christian school, and we wanted him to continue throughout elementary school, and the tuition goes up quite a bit once they hit kindergarten.
Sure.
And we were looking at that, and we had to go through our budget, and we couldn't afford it.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So the babies come first. Now, what are we going to do? What'd you come up with?
Well, about 10 years ago, I had gone through FPU with a friend. She invited me to go with her and her husband, and I had told him about it at the time, and he's like, nah, I got it.
I got this,
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Yeah.
You go on. I got this. We don't. Okay.
Yep.
So what happened? You went back?
Yeah.
Yep. I after we went through the budget, and I was like, if we didn't have all this debt, we could afford to send the kids to private school. And then I brought it up again. I was like, please take this class with me.
It took a little bit of convincing, but I got on board.
How did she get you to do it?
Just asking me, just showing me the numbers.
I need some help.
Well, she literally put together a whole spreadsheet of everything that we had. If we paid this off, this is what happens. This is how much we need for the kids at school. And I got on board. It made sense.
Yeah,
okay.
he was.
So she used like facts to convince you. Yeah. Okay, that works.
Yep.
I like that one. That's a good plan. Because you weren't obstinate. You just said, I thought we were okay. And then she looks at it and goes, oh, this is not fun. I'm with you. Let's fix this. Okay, so then you go to Financial Peace University. What was the first thing you learned in there that you went, oh my?
Just really about how to manage the debt. Seeing that once you put it on paper, it's a lot different than just saying, oh, I got this much, I'll pay this much this month. Once you actually put it on paper and look at how much you're spending, and just in debt, it's a real eye opener.
Yeah,
really.
It really is. It blows your mind. You feel like, where's all that money going?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to say, Nikki?
Well, I was actually just going to say that part of our story was that we had $10,000 in debt that I wasn't aware of.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And we talked about this beforehand. I'm not throwing him under the bus. But part of the other part of that story was that I didn't know what was going on because I wasn't participating.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't really he hid it from you. He just didn't tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, once we started working together as a team, everything changed.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. And that takes the pressure off of you, Kirk.
It does.
It's like, oh, okay, let's do this together. And then, because one of the things I told Sharon was, you're going to help me make these decisions. That way, if they're wrong, you can't say I told you so.
Yeah. No. She's my rock on this. Being a stay-at-home mom, she does so much more than just being a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, sure. It's a home economist.
It is. And I go to work, but she honestly does more work than I do. Kids are tough, but kids are growing up beautifully and very loved. And so
that's good stuff. Well done. So, what do you tell people the secret to getting out of debt is?
For us, teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork.
Once we started working as a team, everything changed.
Yeah, everything's on the table. All cards are face up, and then we say, all right, let's do the plan, and we're doing it together.
Yep.
Yeah, and discipline. Once you start it, stick with it because it's hard. It's very easy to fall off. But if you are dedicated to it, you can get through it really easy.
What was the hardest point where you almost run out of steam during the 22 months? Where were you when you kind of went, I'm out of breath?
COVID, really.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I got laid off.
Yeah.
Luckily, it only ended up being 4 weeks, but we got laid off. We were, it's like, okay, let's go into cash conversation mode.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, my car broke.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
So that's like this time last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like June or May or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yep. We got tested like right after we started going on the program. Our septic went out.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
COVID, the car breaks, the septic goes out. It's like Murphy shows up.
Yep. But
yeah.
We cash flowed it. We sold a camper to pay for the septic system.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I knew he was in.
Yeah.
That was my baby. That was
That's
my camper.
a big deal. Yeah.
So
losing a camper is a big thing, but the septic system working is kind of essential.
Yeah,
so,
it is
for sure.
Yeah. Wow. You guys, that's real stuff. Because really, what that's saying is about halfway through, right?
Yeah.
Is when you got smacked in the mouth.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to reset and go, okay, are we doing this? If we're doing this, the camper's got to go. If we're doing this, then I got to do this, and we got to do that, and we got to conserve cash, like you said, and a lot of people were facing that at this time last year. A lot of people, and you guys found a way to work through it, and here you are, the other side, victorious.
Yes.
Feels pretty good to work through it, doesn't it?
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it feel to have no payments?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever been debt free in your marriage? Ever?
Nope.
Nope.
So 13 years is the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your anniversary present.
Yes.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Cool. And you brought the kiddos with you to do the debt-free scream. Have them
Yes.
come up. What are their names and ages?
Cole, he's 6, and Courtney just turned 4.
Okay. And you brought some cheerleaders with you in the gallery here. Who's with you?
My mom, Tangi, and my dad, David.
Well, they got to be proud of y'all too.
Yes.
That's
They were
very
our
neat.
biggest cheerleaders.
That's good. That's good. You got to have those. We got a copy of the Legacy Journey for you. That's your next chapter. You're on your way to Baby Steps Millionaires now. Move on to changing your whole family tree. Very good stuff. And a copy of the Total Money Makeover for you to give away. Get somebody else started as you keep talking about this, because you can't shut up about it once you do it.
Nope.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So have Cole and Courtney been practicing?
They have.
Like all the way from Michigan. They know their debt-free scream, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And they know what's about to come up. Well, you changed their tree. You changed their family tree. You guys are heroes. We're so proud of you. It's an honor to know you. Very, very well done. Your mom and dad are proud of you. It's good stuff. Very good stuff. Kirk and Nikki, Cole and Courtney from Michigan, $33,000 paid off in 22 months in the middle of COVID. 69 to 72,000 income. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
I'm not sure Courtney's old enough, but Cole may be old enough to remember that weird time his parents came to that weird place down in Tennessee, and they stood on the stage and they screamed, "I'm debt free." And when Cole is 90 and telling his great-grandkids the story of his mom and dad changing their family tree, that's pretty powerful stuff, you guys. That was the sound you heard. You could hear Cole's voice screaming over that microphone. That was the sound of a family tree being changed. Mom and dad are heroes. They did what it takes to go win. In a culture where everybody tells you that the government is going to fix your life, where you're a victim of this or a victim of that. Not Kirk and Nikki. Not them. Way to go, guys. This is The Ramsey Show. Thank you for joining us, America. We're so glad you are here. This is the Ramsey Show. Carlos is with us in Los Angeles. Hi, Carlos. How are you?
Hey, Dave. Thank you for taking my call. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Honored to have you. How can we help?
So my wife and I and our family, we've been working the baby steps for about 5 years now. And we're currently on baby step 3B and on baby step 4. So we have about $200,000 saved for a down payment here in Los Angeles, but you know that the market's pretty ridiculous here.
Mm-hmm.
And the mortgage will not be a fourth of our take-home. Well, we can't find a mortgage of a fourth of our take-home if we buy a mortgage that we're looking for. So one of the things we do have is we have some out-of-state rentals. And I know how you feel about out-of-state rentals, but we bought them before the program, and we like the real estate aspect of it. We owe mortgages on both. We have $80,000 that we owe on one and $90,000 on the other. My wife and I are thinking of pausing baby step 3B and just hitting with gazelle intensity for the next 2 to 3 years and pay off the rentals, which will increase our cash flow or our monthly income that will then allow us to meet the guidelines for the fourth of our take-home. Because we don't want a 30-year mortgage, and we're not trying to fall into stupid.
Good.
And we definitely want to kind of make sure we follow the program.
Good. That's a good way to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. How much equity's in the properties? Could you just sell them and use that to meet your goal?
Well, we do have substantial equity. We do have about $200 in each. We have $200,000 of equity in each house.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things, our long-term goal is within 15 years we want to pay for primary residence, and we do like the residential real estate aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like the state that we currently are in as far as rentals because this just doesn't work for us. The numbers are ridiculous, and actually I thought of your sunk cost analysis about putting the monies were on the table. Would I purchase these homes? We actually purchased these homes with the intention of renting them out, and they've been pretty good for us. We've been lucky, I know.
If you want to go that way, that's okay. I'm not going to be mad at you if you want to go that way.
Okay.
But, I mean, another option is obviously selling those, and that would give you the money to buy a home today.
Yeah. The other thing we thought, with the cash flow, with the money to pay off the rentals, should we invest the money short term?
No, just pay them off. Just pay them off. Just pay them off as fast as you can. Both of them, how much is the...
just pay them off?
Yes. You have what now? Say it again.
We have $200,000 that we have saved. Should we just pay them off now and then rebuild our down payment again? Because they don't give us more cash flow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what you're wanting to do. You're wanting to use these rental cash flow to be able to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
And does 200 pay both of them off?
Yes, we would actually have, it's $170 that we owe on the total mortgage balance.
Yeah, okay. And then use that increased cash flow and everything else in your budget to go back to baby step 3B then. Actually, you're technically at baby step 7 if you want to be technical about it because you're debt-free until you go buy a house, right?
Right.
But doesn't matter. Either way, you're going to pile up as much cash out of the cash flow of the rentals and everything else to build your down payment and then go buy. And that's exactly what I would do. Franklin is in Richland, Washington. Hi, Franklin. How are you?
How are you, Mr. Dave?
Good. How can I help?
Well, I am on baby step 2 with my wonderful wife, and all I've got left is my student loan debt, which is about $30,000. And got a bit of bad news. I just got a terminal cancer diagnosis, 6 to 12 months.
Oh, my.
So I have a 17-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
How old are you?
I am 35.
Oh, my. Have you gotten a second opinion yet?
I do, and it's not good. It's esophageal cancer, and it's really quick, and it's really one of the worst ones you can get.
Franklin, I'm so sorry. How's Mom doing? Your wife?
I'm scared to tell her so far.
Yeah,
I just found out this morning.
Oh, my.
I've known for 9 years it would be a possibility because I had the precancerous condition, but now it's kind of hitting home.
Mm.
And my wife is a wonderful woman, but she's the spender-free spirit, and she comes to our monthly budget meetings every month, and she lets me know what she wants, but I'm still in charge of making sure all the bills are paid. How do I help set her up?
Yeah.
I do have about $45,000 in 401 and about $500 in life insurance.
Okay. Well, we're going to surround you guys and walk with you and help you, okay? There's a lot of moving parts to this. And it's everybody's scared and everybody's emotional, and it's all valid. You called and asked, and so I'm going to be cold and calculated in spite of how much this.
That's why I need Uncle Dave today.
In spite of how much I have a lump in my throat right now. Okay. Number one, student loans. If you don't survive, they go away, so you don't pay another dime on the student loan. Okay. So the government's going to eat this student loan. If the diagnosis,
and we have about $50,000 in mortgage balance.
Okay, if the prognosis is correct, the student loan is just going to go away, and there's a process she goes through to file with a death certificate and so forth, and when you pass away or you are permanently disabled, student loans are forgiven. That is one of the times they are actually forgiven. So anyway, we can help you with that, help her with that process and when the time comes. But in the meantime, we're not going to use any of your money for that. We're going to use your money for you to have a quality of life. And a quality of life includes time with your family that's there. There is no point in working on a debt snowball. There's no point in doing anything right now except just conserving cash.
Well, like I said, we're almost all the way done with baby step 2, and all I had left was a student loan.
And you don't have that anymore because I just took it off the table. Okay? And so now what we've got to deal with is get her trained with money where she's confident to carry this household while she's walking through this diagnosis and prognosis with you, okay?
Okay.
Because the more confident she is, the easier it's going to be.
Would it be wise to go through the class again?
Absolutely, and we're going to pay for it. It's on us. Okay, I'm going to put you.
Oh my God, thank you, Dave.
I'm going to put you into Ramsey Plus, and we're going to hook you up with one of our financial coaches there in Washington that'll walk with you as our gift. You're not going to charge you a dime for any of this, okay? And I want her to have some people in her corner. And we've got
an amazing support network.
And I'm talking about on the financial piece, okay? And so you watching her become confident will be helpful to you. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
If she becomes competent with money and confident, that's going to help you with this process as well. Okay? So you're in a good church. You said you had an amazing support group.
We have a good family support network, yes.
Okay, good. Well, obviously, you're going to get spiritual things arranged in your life as well. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so we're going to get her trained. She will have, if this prognosis is correct, she'll have $500,000 coming to her. And it would be okay for you guys to have already planned out what to do with that before she gets it. And I'll recommend that you said the mortgage balance was what?
Right around $50,000.
Yeah, I'd recommend we pay that off, and then we've got $450, right? And so you know what the plan is, and if she executes that plan, she's going to be okay because she's competent and confident, and we've got a plan. If I'm in your shoes, this is how my brain is working. I will feel better if the people I'm leaving are going to be taken care of, and that's why you're calling me.
And that's all that's been going through my mind today.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, and so the last piece of that then is you meet with. As you've got the strength and are able to do it all and you feel you get past these things, you meet with a SmartVestor Pro. So I'm going to put you on hold, and Kelly's going to hook you with a coach, with a SmartVestor Pro, and Financial Peace, and Ramsey Plus Financial Peace University, and we're going to walk with both of you. And you tell your sweet wife we're praying for both of you, and we are here, whatever she needs, whatever questions she's got along the way, whatever questions you've got along the way, we're going to walk with you guys and keep our arms around you. I'm so sorry, Franklin. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey, it's Kelly, associate producer for The Ramsey Show. This episode is over, but if you heard about an event, product, or service and didn't have a chance to write it down, don't worry. We list everything you've heard about during this episode in the podcast show notes section or head to theramseyshow.com. Thanks for listening.
This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career.
You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. We're glad you are here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Kayla is with us in Detroit, Michigan, kicking off this hour. Hi, Kayla. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I'm 23. I just moved out like a couple months ago. I'm on baby step 1. And my question is that I'm trying to cut down from my budget to save money, and I volunteer for a nonprofit organization that I truly love doing, but it requires me to travel twice a year out of my own expenses, and I was wondering if I should keep going with it, or if because I'm trying to get debt free. I'm wondering if I should turn down my position.
Yeah. What are you doing with the nonprofit? What is it?
I'm a treasurer, and basically we help around the Metro Detroit area with sobriety.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And what drew you to work in that?
I'm 3.5 years sober.
Good for you. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well done. So what were you on? What kind of substance?
Everything, but mostly Xanax and alcohol.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm proud of you. Very well done.
Thank you.
So what does the travel involve? All around the Detroit area, you said? That doesn't sound like travel.
No, like out of state twice a year.
Okay, so you have to go represent your local chapter as the treasurer at a convention?
Yes.
Okay. Is that mandatory for you to continue to do the other work that you're doing in the area?
It's more like peer pressure.
Yeah.
I know it would like really help out if I went.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you make? What's your income?
I just got my dream career as an electrical apprentice, and I make after taxes a little over $30,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when will you finish your apprenticeship?
In about 4.5 years.
Okay. And what will you be making then?
Over $90,000.
Good for you. It's a good track you got. You got a good life laid out for yourself. Well done. And you moved out of the house, and here we go, right? Game on.
Yeah.
Game on. It just got real. Yeah. Okay. And how much debt do you have?
About $13,500.
Okay. And so you're working 40 hours a week?
Yes. And then I was about to, in September, I was going to work part-time at a gas station to save up for, like, Christmas presents and extra stuff I don't want to budget out for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That'd be fine. Or maybe you can find something that's even a little more lucrative for your part-time than that. Because if you're going to go the trouble to work part-time, I want you to make some money, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know what it is necessarily, but you might think about even, I don't know, dog sitting or nanny or whatever, that kind of stuff in the evenings. And you actually can make a lot more doing that than you could doing something else. So just be thoughtful about that. So, and in listening to your story, I want to participate with my advice, I want to participate in the 33-year-old version of you really winning. That's how I'm thinking about this, okay? And so if I'm hearing what I'm hearing, your number one goal, and I know you agree with this, is continued sobriety. Because if you don't have that, everything else falls apart. Agreed?
Yes.
So to the extent that this volunteer position with the sobriety organization is helping you in your sobriety walk, I don't want to cut it down. Like, for instance, I would never tell you to work a part-time job and miss an AA meeting, okay? You would, because the AA meeting is more important for your future long-term than the part-time job would be. That's an example, by prioritizing your sobriety over money stuff. You follow me?
Yeah, I have worked too hard to go back in my steps.
Yeah, and so what I would do if I were you is I would analyze, is there a way I can volunteer for 1 year, work a good, strong part-time job, and is there a different way I can volunteer for 1 year and still be involved in the sobriety community that you're plugged into? Because as you've already
there's lots of ways.
Okay, as you've already discovered, there's a lot of ways to, but community's valid. It's a big deal for all of us, but it's a really big deal for you 3 years dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so are you going to meetings still?
Yes.
Okay. And so that will affect your schedule on part-time, agreed?
I can find other times to go.
I know, but I mean, you can't work every night for 6 hours.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's what I mean. Because I'm not afraid to push you to work, girl. Because if you got rid of $13,000 in debt and had an extra $10,000 worth of income, mathematically it helps your whole situation, agreed?
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to get you to, but I don't want to do that and interfere with your walk here. Because here's the thing, if we got you making $90,000 a year by September, and it costs you your sobriety, it's going to cost you all that money. It's because your money's going to go away, so's your job, so's your life. Because so lack of sobriety eats all of that up. It kills it all. It trumps it. So you already know that, but I'm saying it out loud. I know it too. Okay. So all of that to say, I want you to stay volunteering somehow. But the faster you can get this debt off of you and you can raise your income a little bit while doing that, while staying plugged into that community, the less stress you're going to have in your life. And I thought I heard you say Xanax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I like getting stress out of your life. Agreed?
Yes.
And money, debt, and tight budget, living on your own for the first time in a long time is stress. And we don't need that here either. So that's an enemy to your sobriety in your case too. So I think you're doing great. I think you're a rock star. I think you're absolutely going to win. But let's balance between the extra income we can create and getting the money stress off versus staying plugged into making sure you're going to meetings and plugged into the sobriety community that you love and that you're volunteering with that saved your life.
Okay.
So maybe you're not the treasurer for a year, though. Maybe you're something else that stays home.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Am I hearing you to put all these pieces together right? Did I miss something?
No.
I think you're pretty incredible. I think you're going to do some big stuff. You fought one of the biggest battles people can fight, and you did it before you're 23. Pretty incredible. This is The Ramsey Show.
Stop paying your overpriced wireless provider and switch to Pure Talk. They use the same network as the larger providers for much less. For just $30 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data with no contract. The average family saves over $70 a month by switching to Pure Talk. Just go to puretalk.com and enter the promo code Ramsey to save 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, simply smarter wireless.
joining us, America. This is the Ramsey Show. If you hadn't noticed, the cost of college has gotten real ridiculous, serious dollars, especially at a four-year university and even more so at like one of these expensive private colleges. You need a plan if you're going to pay for college. You need a plan. Scholarships and financial aid, they go a long way, but you need an ESA. You need a savings plan, a 529 for your kid, and we can show you how to do that. Investing in good growth stock mutual funds and do it throughout their life, you'll have enough to send them to school. And you need to learn about these different accounts and what the strengths are and the weaknesses are of each one, and you need somebody in your corner to help get it all set up. It's called a SmartVestor Pro. You're the SmartVestor, the Pro helps you do it. And the SmartVestor Pros are people that we endorse. They do not work for us. They do a great job of guiding you in your 529, your ESA, getting your kids' college set up, getting your Roth IRA set up if you need to, or doing a 401k rollover if you need to. Go to RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor. RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor. You can click the SmartVestor button anywhere on our site. And be sure you get connected with, it'll drop down a list of the ones in your area. You pick which one you want to go to, or you can talk to all of them and interview them and decide. But you're going to be meeting with someone that has the heart of a teacher that's going to guide you and teach you, not do it for you. You're not going to say, I don't know what my investments are. My guy handles it. We don't allow that. You have to be like a grown-up, and you have to know what the crap you're doing. And that means somebody's going to guide you and teach you, and you're going to know what you're doing. You're going to understand what you're doing or you don't do it. David is with us in Providence, Rhode Island. Hi, David. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Dave, what's up, man?
Hey, man. How can I help?
Talked to you about 15 months ago. Changed my life.
Wow.
I have two questions for you. One, you always talk about the fleece. I have no idea. Well, I know what a lease is, but I have no idea what a fleece is. So when you say that, what are you referring to?
Well, that's a country boy's attempt at humor. When you fleece a sheep, you cut his hair off, and it's a country saying.
Right.
It's a country saying that means you got screwed over, and what that means is a lease is a fleece. A lease is a bad deal. Is what that means.
All right. So I own, and this is part of that question. I own a business, and I do fleece a car for my wife. The company has plenty of money to pay for that. I know you disagree with it.
Right.
Is it still a bad idea if it's through a business?
Sure. It's just it's an alternative. It's an expensive method of financing, is all it is. You're renting. You're renting a car for your wife, and you're paying a rental fee. That's the lease payment. And the rental fee at the end of the lease, you can either buy that car or turn it in, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if you were to take a financial calculator and sit down with a financial person that would show you how to do the entry into the financial calculator, and you entered in the stream of payments, the monthly payments that you're doing over the length of the lease, and you enter in the final amount you would pay for it versus what the sticker value on the car is, you will find that on average they are charging you 14.2% interest. That's what I mean by it's a screw job. But it's never disclosed, and the reason it's not disclosed as a actual interest rate is because you haven't technically borrowed money. You're just renting the car. But you can back out the financials on it and determine what they're charging you for the money, which is essentially what's happening, right? You're borrowing the money. Essentially, you're paying car payment, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's on average about 14%. Now, some are lower, some are higher, but that's the average nationally. And that's why Smart Money Magazine, Dave Ramsey, and anybody else who's done the calculations on this stuff say it's the most expensive way to operate a vehicle. So if you want to buy your wife a car, you should pay cash.
Working on it.
Okay. So let's, what I'd do is figure out a way to get out of this lease, either get it sold or get it paid off. If you can come up with the cash, just pay it off. If you want to keep the car, that's okay with me. But I wouldn't sit there and rent their money for 14%. And that's what borrowed money is. It's renting money. And in a sense, that's what the car lease is. And since you're getting screwed, we call it a fleece. You're getting fleeced. If you ever hear someone, David, say that you got fleeced, it means you got messed over. That's what it means. Tanny or Tawny is with us in Atlanta. Hi, Tanny. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I wanted to get your advice on, I have a good bit of debt that I've been working on. I'll be getting married soon, and I'm thinking about leaving my job. I'm dependent on at my job, but I've been offered what I think is a great opportunity, but I'm feeling guilty with trying to make this decision. I am.
Okay, so what do you make? What do you make now?
I make $85,000.
What would you make at the new job?
$120,000.
Okay, and so you're getting this substantial raise.
Yes.
And what have you done wrong if you take this job that you're feeling guilty about?
My company is going to be moving, and the controller, and I've been involved heavily on startup costs and making sure that we can make this move and make it in a financially sound way. And we're weeks away from the move, and so if I leave, I feel really guilty about it. And
when are you required to take the new job? August
4th. Okay. So in 2 weeks. It'll be in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And the move is when?
September, the middle of September. Middle of August.
Middle of August?
Yes.
Okay.
Next
month.
Have
you asked your new employer if you could have a middle of August start date?
No, I have not.
Your new employer?
No, I haven't asked them that.
Are they pretty rigid, or do they want you badly?
They want me bad. They said they need me to start as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm hours away from putting in that notice. And
Well, ultimately you would take the job. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm with you. I think you got a matter of conscience here. You're a person of responsibility, and they're counting on you, and you don't want to let them down. And I think that's a. If you were applying here, and you came in and we wanted to hire you, we would say, gosh, we really need you. But you know what? We admire what you're saying so much that means you're going to bring that same character to work here, that we really want you. And so we'll give you to August 15.
Okay.
If I were your future employer, I would admire you if you came in and said, I can come August 1st, but I really, really, really feel like I'm letting these people down. Is there any way I could start a little bit later to help them with their move?
Okay. I haven't thought of that, so that could be something I ask them. I'm waiting
don't you think if you were the future employer, you would like to see that?
Yeah, I would.
Type of person.
I would.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the other option, of course, is that you offer to work for free for your former employer at night and weekends to help them make the move. You could give them 40 or 80 hours over the next 2 weeks, first 2 weeks of August, off hours.
Okay.
And that way you're not letting them down. But if you have to, but and I don't know. I mean, we have accounting is very, very important, and finance is obviously very important at Ramsey. And we've actually got some positions open right now, but we don't have any of them that are the whole place is going to fold up and not work if you don't get here in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I don't have any emergencies like that. Now they may be in a real tight spot, the future employer.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you need to take the job, but we just got to work around you feeling good about your integrity.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're a good lady. You're a good lady. They're both lucky to have you on their team. Not a lot of people think that way. Most people think about what they can get out of it instead of what they can bring. You're a person who adds value. There are takers and there are givers. You get to decide which one you want to be. We all know what Christy is. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey folks, I got a great option to help you pay for your education. The Army National Guard. The Army National Guard believes you are the next greatest generation because you have proven that even in adversity, that you have what it takes to succeed. That's why they offer benefits like tuition assistance, career training, and a paycheck to help you avoid debt. No matter what your goals are, the Army National Guard can help you get there. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more. Thanks for joining us, America, in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Trey is with us. Hey, Trey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve, sir. Where do you live?
I currently live in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm originally from Frederick, Maryland.
Cool. Good to have you in Nashville. And all the way here to do a debt-free scream.
Yeah.
How much did you pay off?
Paid off around $43,000 in 27 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
Started at 37 and recently just switched to a new job. I'm making around 70.
Whoa, nice to double the income.
Yeah,
what do you
do? Right now I'm a CX associate for a media company. So I basically run like split tests on websites to see what helps sales and conversions.
What were you doing before?
I was a translation project manager for like a local family translation company. But
your IT skills got you the double, huh?
Yeah, you could say that. I studied psychology, so it helped a lot to kind of learn statistics and apply that scientific foundation back into my work. So
very good. Good for you, man. Well done. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Good. And what kind of debt was the $43,000?
So 33 was student loans, and then the other around 10.5 was a car loan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So 24 years old, 27 months ago, you were 21 years old, and you decided to get out of debt. Tell me your story. What happened?
Yeah, well, to be honest, it started with that first job. It just wasn't really the right fit for me. It was kind of a paper-pushing job. It just felt pretty miserable. And then on top of that, I mean, back then I definitely had a spending problem because I was paying the minimums on my student loans. It was like maybe $100, and I thought that was like the end of the world. So from there, I just kind of started researching budgeting, how to switch jobs, make more money, and that's obviously how I found you. So me and my coworker kind of became obsessed with your show, binged all the shows on Spotify. So
wow,
yeah,
way to go, Spotify.
Yeah,
well, we're honored. Thank you very much. I'm excited that you can do all this, and you're 24. You have the rest of your life to live without any debt. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The math is amazing of where you're going to be. I mean, you are really on a track here. This is pretty incredible. Very fun. So how many of your friends were cheering you on, and how many of them were making fun of you?
So I have a friend here today. Her name's Natalie. She's amazing. She has been there from the start, but eventually I feel like my friends I feel like I talk their ear off a little bit with money. So I kind of had to turn to a different community. So I started actually like doing the YouTube thing, uploading videos about how to talk to your employer to raise your income, how to switch jobs if you want to. So it's called By 9 to 5, but essentially I just talk about all of my my journey and how it started really with you and your journey. So very thankful to have found you.
Well, I'm honored. I'm honored I was there to give you some guidance, and you're a hero, man. You took control of this, and good to have friends like Natalie around, huh?
Oh yeah, literally the best. Could not have done it without her.
Yeah, very cool. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
I would say start with a list of your values. Understand how your money situation is, or your employment situation is keeping you from having those values be what you live by every single day. And I think that kind of starts your why, launches that. And then after that, it's really just budgeting. Like start your zero-based budget, go on every dollar. If you're good with Excel, go on there, make your own. Just do what you need to do to be able to actually track all of your income and then all of your expenses. And as long as your why is there, you should be able to keep going, push forward. So
you're a single guy. You don't have to talk anybody into doing this except the guy in the mirror.
Exactly.
But you had to talk him into it for 27 months.
Right.
What was the hardest part?
I would say the hardest part was probably honestly, during the pandemic, when there was nothing to do all day, that's when I turned to the creative side and started telling people about my story. I think that's what helped a lot. But yeah, I think the hardest part is just not having an immediate support system, which COVID definitely amplified.
Sure. Community is what we need, and it's what was taken away from us. Connectivity and relationships were damaged and taken away from us during that time. It was very hard for folks. Well, very well done. So the home that you grew up in, were they financially responsible, or you had to learn all this from the ground up?
I had to learn it from you, but not all bad advice there. Just a lot of not really understanding who I was first, I think, led me to make decisions that ultimately got me into debt. I'm very happy that I went to college, but I think I would have done it maybe a little bit differently if I had known what I know now about money and the value of education. So, don't blame any of my upbringing on that situation. And it's actually been really awesome because I have actually, me and my parents have talked a lot about just money in general, and it's so sweet. They're saying that I inspire them, so we're all learning together. Yeah,
that is good. Very cool. That is sweet. And it's not unusual for a sharp young man like you to get your parents' attention. So very well done, sir. Well, we're proud of you here, man. Well done. Good job. We got a copy of The Legacy Journey for you, because that's the next chapter in your story to completely change your whole legacy now. And, of course, a copy of The Total Money Makeover for you to give away and bless someone else. And Natalie, thanks for coming down and joining him. That's good stuff. All right, Trey from Rockville, Maryland. $43,000 paid off in 27 months, making 37 to 70. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm debt-free!
Yeah! This is how it's done right here, baby. Woo! Okay, do you want to do a little math? We can do a little math. Let's pretend that you're 24 and you make $70,000 a year and you don't have a payment in the world. And you actually know how to control money because you're actually being a grown-up. You know how rich he's going to be! Oh, my God! I mean, if he just let's just say he saved 15% of his income. Do you understand if he does nothing else from 24 to 64? He never makes any more money than he makes now. He goes 40 years without a raise, which would officially make him a loser. I mean, you can't go 40 years without a raise, right? So 40 years without a raise, and he only saves 15% of his income. Do you understand that amount going into his 401k, into his Roth IRAs, 15% of $70,000 is somewhere between $7 and $10 million? You're looking at a rich guy. That's what you're looking at. A future baby steps millionaire. All because he just changed his whole mindset about not only his income, his values, addressing his values at work, addressing them into his budget, and making the decision to do this. Very sharp young man. Very sharp. So that's what sets you up, guys. And then what screws all of that up is life. You come along and you go, oh, well, I don't need to do this anymore. Maybe I didn't really understand. Maybe, yeah, you understood. You don't fall off the wagon. So, the cool thing is if you get this young like that, the point is the amount of money. And you understand how unlikely it is that you never get a raise in 40 years. And he's in IT, he's in technology. So come on, I mean, seriously, if he stays up on continues to grow in his skills, his income's probably going to double in 5 years or sooner. But that's if we don't do that. If we just stay at 70. So the truth is, if he just saves 15% of his income, his real income, what it really ends up being for the balance of his life, that young man should be in the $10 to $20 million range. That's accurate, without any drama, without any craziness. only 15% of his income. And along the way, buys a house and pays it off. Along the way, maybe gets married and has a car, pays cash for it. Along the way, pays cash for kids' college. Along the way, you can do a lot of stuff while you're saving 15%. He's still going to end up there. Boom! So impressive. This is The Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Proverbs 13:3, those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin. Francis Bacon said, silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. Silence is powerful. I would give you an example of it, but it's really bad radio. In this business, we call it dead air. But dead air is a good thing in a normal conversation. It's a good thing. Silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. Some people talk. And like I said, I don't have an option here. I got 3 hours I got to cover, right? But some people talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Christy doesn't do that. Christy's on the line, has a question. She's in St. Louis. Hi, Christy. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Well, we have a potential change coming to our family. We own our home, and my husband, his job may be moving us overseas for 2 to 3 years. And our question is, given the current housing market, should we rent, knowing that we would come back here afterwards? It's kind of a rotation. Should we rent our home or sell it?
Well, the downside of renting it is that it is. I've done this, okay, and I didn't move back in, but the home that we lived in before our current home is one of my rental properties today, and I've owned rental property for 30 years. Okay, so I'm like a professional landlord, so it shouldn't bother me, but I'm just going to warn you, it's emotional. When you go back to your old house and it has had a renter in it, it's just emotional. Because even if they were the best renter in the world, they didn't take care of your house the way you would have.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I drove by my house that I own the other day, and I thought, I think I'm going to have to buy the lawn care because I can't stand those bushes looking like that. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And it's that kind of stuff. It's like your kid's bedroom. Ooh, look what they did. You know, that kind of thing. Now, you can do it, but I want you to be prepared for the negative emotions that are going to go with this. This is not just a financial decision because it's your home, then it's not your home, and then you're going to come back in and you're going to spend a pretty serious amount of money making it your home again.
Well, and that was what we were thinking because you make pretty good money overseas. And then coming back, we thought, well, at first we were thinking we'll sell it. Then we'll just, find another place to live when we come back. But I'm a little fearful.
Oh, I'm not fearful.
There's a housing shortage or something.
I don't think that. Okay. Matter of fact, I think it'll be a better market for you to buy in 2 years from now. Or 3 years from now. Because, I've never seen the market in 35 years, 40 years in the real estate business. I got my license in 1978. I've never seen it this hot, ever. So, I mean,
but it shouldn't last more than 3 years, right?
I don't think it will. It's COVID and supply demand related is what's driving the. Now, I don't doubt that the market will be strong, but this white hot craziness where you get 27 offers on a house in 48 hours stuff, I think that'll be gone. And you could take advantage of that right now and get one of these crazy people to give you crazy money, right?
Yeah, well, that's what we like to do.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're not married emotionally to this house.
We don't love it.
Okay, let's sell it.
Okay.
And just get you a nice good one when you come back in 2 to 3 years, and use all this, use some of the income to pile up to move up in house maybe.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and what will it sell for?
Well, we were going to try for 5.
Okay. So you won't have any capital gains, because married filing jointly up to $500,000 of gain is tax free on your primary residence.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So any money you make on this house is free and clear, along with the money you make you pay taxes on overseas. But you'll pile all of that money up, and you'll come back with this bankroll to do another deal, and you'll get a house you like a lot more.
All right. Well, thanks. I feel better about this.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I were in your shoes, listening to your story. So what's your husband do?
Well, he works for Boeing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and so they like to move people around every now and then. So.
Okay, good. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you for joining us. And you guys it sounds like a great adventure. Have a great adventure. That's cool. Katie is in Houston. Hi, Katie. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thank you.
Sure, what's up?
Well, we're on baby step 5 and are thinking of selling our house and buying an RV to travel with our new baby. And I thought I could get your thoughts on this. I have a couple of things I'm worried about and wanted to know what you thought.
What are you worried about?
Well, to start with, I'm worried about paying capital gains.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You cut out. You're worried about what?
Sorry, paying capital gains.
You won't have any capital gains. What is your home? What is your home worth?
Well, it's not that. I haven't owned it for 2 years.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you will. Have you owned it for 1 year?
Yes.
Okay, you will have capital gains, not ordinary income. So, what will be your profit?
Well, I owe $60,000 on it.
What did you pay for the house?
$225,000.
What would it sell for?
I think $260,000.
You won't have any I mean, by the time you sell the house for $260,000 and you have expenses, you're not going to make much.
Right.
And so let's pretend that you had $15,000 of expenses. Okay, that means you're going to have a gain of $20,000. At a 15% capital gains rate, that's $6,000. Whoop-de-doop-de.
Okay.
That's not a reason to not make this decision. Now, what is the deal with the RV and a baby? That sounds like hell to me.
You might be right. It sounds like a good time because he's not in school. And honestly, as a former kindergarten teacher, I feel like I can plant the basics for him. And he's mobile. He's easy now. In fact, you can probably hear him in the background. He'll be 9 months on Wednesday.
Yeah. And so what does your husband do for a living?
My wife is a police officer.
Okay. All right. And how are you going to be living in an RV and the police officers show up for work?
Well,
you're not going to be RVing all over the country. You're going to be parked.
We're going to be parked for the majority of a month. And then on the weekends, Texas, we have lots of options of where to go for short-term weekend trips. And then during the summer and during holidays, she's in a position where she can take an extended week or 2 weeks here and there. And so it's kind of a 5-year plan for us.
Okay. You can do what you want to do. It's your life, okay? But you made the mistake of calling me, and I'm an expert on my opinion. So I'll give you that.
That's why I called.
So I'll give you that.
Okay.
That capital gains are not a problem here. The RV goes down in value. It's a really bad idea to buy an RV for the plan that you have because you're going to lose your butt on that thing during this 2-year period of time. You'd be better off to rent one occasionally, like the 2-week or 3-week period of time when you've got some time off to go and rent and go RV and let someone else take the butt kicking on the depreciation, because the things are hard to get rid of once you own them, and you'll lose you're going to lose your butt on it. And so,
what do you think about renting it? I'm sorry.
Renting it just for that short period of time on the weekends and stuff, if you want to rent an occasional thing. But I think you keep your house and let it go up in value and have a nice quality place during the week to live in instead of living in a tin can with a baby.
Well, we were thinking about renting it when we weren't using it.
Yeah, so that's a really bad idea. You got liability out the butt. The thing's going to lose. You're going to lose your tail on this. You can do it whatever you want to do. But I got to tell you, if I were you, I would enjoy some of those times away that you're wanting to do and spend my money in different ways rather than losing it on an RV. And I think you'll have a higher quality of life, especially during the week, doing that. I would keep that house if I were in your shoes. You do whatever you want, though. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey guys, this is James, senior producer for The Ramsey Show. Did you know over 18 million people listen to The Ramsey Show every week? And a lot of those people listen on one of our 600 plus radio stations across the country. To find a station near you, head to theramseyshow.com.